Hey, peepsy doodlies. How's everybody doing? I don't know who's all here yet, but hi. Um, so I figured that Abby is out having a guys' night. I haven't chit-chatted with you guys in like forever. So I kind of figured that I would come on here, do a little let's chat while I do some crafty stuff. And we can all just kind of fill each other in on what's been happening and everything. Hey, Kevin. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like I haven't talked to any of you guys in like 80 frickin' years. So for those of you that don't like Let's Chat videos, I apologize. I love you dearly. You're more than welcome to head on out and I'll see you for the next video. But for those of you that do enjoy just casual Let's Chats, then awesome. Let's hang the dang. Ooh, I knocked you over. I'm gonna fill up my water bottle. It's not gonna hold this. Sarah was in the middle of coloring. It's like an arts and crafts circle. Girl, that's what I'm saying. I finished my golden egg recently, and I figured somebody, and I don't know who it was, so if it was you, please feel free to speak up, but somebody on my Instagram, when I asked what color eggs I should work on next, somebody had said rose gold. So that is my next, you can't see the color, but that's my next thing, is I ordered some rose gold. It's here, I'm doing it. And so that's what I got. So, so yeah, for all of you that just joined in, I figured we would just do a nice little casual let's chat, kind of fill everybody in on what's going on, what new things I got happening, kind of chit chat. For those of you that have been a part of Let's Chats in the future or in the past, you know how they work. They're fun, they're super cash. Sometimes we get into super deep topics, sometimes we don't. It's just kind of whatever ends up coming up for the day. But I kind of miss you guys, and so I feel like, hey, let's do this. Let's do some let's chatting. What's just one day to go from a shitty night to a better night? Hey, yeah, like Dr. Pepper for 20 minutes. Oh my God, how many of you were a part of that when we literally sat and talked about pop versus soda versus Coke and Dr. Pepper? Oh my God, I had so many angry comments. I'm not shitting you. I had so many angry comments on that video because people are like, this is such a fucking waste of time. Hi, Kat. This is such a fucking waste of time. You just talked about Dr. Pepper for 20 minutes. Then don't watch. Guess what? That's what happens when you get a part of a Pyperh Let's Chat. We either talk about super deep universal shit or we talk about Dr. Pepper for the entire video. That's the gamble you take. I'm sorry. That's what I'm saying, Kevin. That's what I feel like people do. They waste their own time watching it so that they can bitch about the fact that they wasted time watching it. I'm like, hey, I'm sorry, but if I start watching something and I don't like it, my time is way too precious to continue watching that thing. And we did, Kat. We had a ball. We had a ball that night. We sat and laughed our asses off. Well, I laughed my ass off. I'm assuming that you guys were laughing at the other end of your lulls. But, so, in true Let's Chat fashion, I haven't had caffeine and I couldn't tell you how long. So I got a Dr. Pepper just for the Let's Chat, which means I'm gonna be fucking bouncing off the walls tonight. Anyways, so yeah, that's kind of what I'm figuring, is that I was gonna do a little bit of crafty stuff. For those of you that are just joining, he's not out of town. Hubby is out on a guy's night, and I figured what better way to spend the evening than doing a let's chat. I haven't talked to you guys in a long time. I feel like maybe it's been, I don't know, maybe it's been a little bit sooner than what I thought, but I feel like I haven't talked to you guys in forever. And so I love our casual chats. Kevin, the witchy space. So I don't know if I told you guys or not. Oh, dang, belches. Oof. I changed my witchy space into a clay station. So most of my stuff, like my altar's been moved out, and I have all of my artsy, craftsy stuff down there, and the feel about it is much better. So, but you know, here I am upstairs doing my clay stuff because you know that makes a ton of sense. I'm gonna put all my shit downstairs, but then just kidding, I'm gonna do it all up here, but whatever. I still don't like being down there by myself. It's a basement thing. It's not really my room thing. It's more of just in general, basement thing. So I don't know about you guys, but basements kind of weed me out. It's just a thing. It literally looks like bologna. I promise it kind of does look like bologna. It's very shimmery bologna. It kind of does have, it's supposed to be rose gold, so I kind of hope that it's really pretty once it's baked, because you're right, it kind of does look like bologna. It's just so out of the way. That's what I'm saying. It is. My room is just out of the way, and everything's up here. My fridge is up here. My stove is up here. TV is up here. Like, everything's up here. It's cold down there. And so, you know, if hubby and I are both in the mood, or if it's in the summer when it's hot as balls upstairs, fine, I'll go downstairs. But I feel like being up here, you know, my kid's sleeping. Well, she's in the process of sleeping. But the fridge is where I am. That's what I'm saying. Like, the fridge is, snacks are up here. There ain't no snacks downstairs. Oh boy. So, let's see what I got happening. What do I got happening lately? I may or may not have told you guys. I think I kind of got on Facebook and did a little chit chat and then erased it. Most of the time when I do like Facebook chats, I normally do the chat and then I erase them because I think that most of the stuff that I talk about is pretty pointless. So I don't keep them up there. But, so I did kind of talk about my energy management for the empath class. So I did go to that, and it was pretty awesome. I feel like I learned a lot, and I actually learned some kind of interesting things that I want to bring up to you guys to see if there are things that you've ever heard. Hold on. How do you start just rambling? I'll try going on a live stream, but usually I just read tarot for people, and when I'm just chatting, I have nothing to say, and it gets all quiet. Especially with caffeine, I'm a blabbermouth, but I just talk. I just talk and talk and talk, and it's nice on YouTube because I'm somebody that will literally just talk to myself out loud. So it's kind of nice because on YouTube, I can just talk. And people that want to be there are there and they talk with me, and people that don't want to be there leave. So it's kind of a win-win situation because I can talk and people can talk back with me and we can have a good conversation, and then people that are like, this bitch is crazy, I don't really want to hear her blabber for the next hour, just go away. But I have a lot of shit to talk about. I just like go on and on and on. As you guys know, I'm quite the blabbermouth. So anyway, I went to this energy management for empaths class. And I should get my notes because I have a ton of notes that I took on it. Part of the class was actually like discussing, you know, empaths, what they are, the kind of situations that they attract, the kind of people that they attract, blah, blah, blah. And then the other half of the class was talking about actual energy management and how to manage your energy. But more so, you know, like a lot of times if you're an empath and you don't know how to, that's another thing with caffeine is like I can't think clearly because it jumbles up my mind, especially not having caffeine in months. But your energy is drained a lot of the time when you're an empath and you don't know how to manage that energy, if you don't know how to refill or replenish that energy, if you don't know how to protect yourself from outside energies, it can be hell. And so that was the other part of the class. And so I learned a ton, and I actually learned some techniques that really stuck with me, because there's a lot of times where, you know, you learn something, somebody said something in a book, you know, you try it, you're like, this is really hokey, I don't really like it. But the things that I learned in the class I've actually used daily, and they have helped a ton. So that's been awesome. But some of the things that she brought up concerning empaths I thought were really interesting, and I wanted to get your guys' opinion on them. So one of the first things that she said was that because she does a lot with angels, the teacher that I went to go see, she does a lot with angels, and she does a lot of angel work. And so she said that she wholeheartedly believes that empaths are part earth angel. Like they literally are. Now, I haven't done a ton of research into earth angels, but she said that empaths are part earth angel. And so that means that they have a natural affinity to angels and angelic work and being able to communicate with the angelic realm kind of naturally. And so that really sparked my interest. I thought in the past I had taken a class on tarot, and they brought up angels. And angels are really difficult when you look at them from a witch's perspective, because a lot of times, as soon as you hear the word angel, you, especially newer witches, you immediately put a Christian spin on it, and you don't want to have anything to do with it. It's not until, you know, you really start to think about it that angels are just divine beings, and they really don't have to have any kind of a religious connotation or religious connection to them. So, you know, that was something that I found very interesting, and I actually kind of, that's why I was asking if anybody saw my post on Facebook about if there were any good angel books, because I don't know why I'm not a Doreen Virtue fan. She doesn't, energetically, she doesn't rub me the right way. But all I could find while I was there were books on Doreen Virtue. So I ended up getting one of her books. It was like Angels 101. I should have got Archangels 101, but I just got regular angels. And so it wasn't really as helpful as I thought it would be. It kind of explained some of the angels, which was kind of nice, but it wasn't as helpful as what I wanted. So, excuse me. So I kind of started doing a little bit of angel work. And because one of the things that we started talking about in the energy management class was one of the things that you have to do as an empath is you have to do cord cutting, probably daily, because every time you have an emotional interaction with someone, you create a cord. And at the end of the day, you know, if you have all of these cords, you know, there are energy exchanges happening even if you're not around that person anymore. So if you, you know, at my work I have this chick who's like 100% energy vampire. Blech. Blech. Every time I get in contact with her, it's just like super draining. And then I go home and I'm drained. And it's like, well, yeah, because she's still sucking energy out of you because she's connected to you via cord. So I didn't really know much about cords before I went there, so it was actually very interesting to learn and to kind of hear about. So we talked about cord cutting, and one of the ways to be able to cut cords is to ask the Archangel Michael with his giant sword to come down and imagine him cutting cords. A lot of other people use like a waterfall or scissors, but the Archangel Michael really stuck with me as far as cord cutting. So that also helped a ton as far as kind of getting my foot in the door with working with them, because I feel like, you know, I can read book after book, but what I really have to do is just work with them and see what experiences I have. There was another where, because it's according to Dorian Virtue, if basically, and I don't like how this is put, I don't know why I don't like it, but I don't, but she's basically like, yeah, the archangels are there to serve you, and they don't want to be worshipped, they don't want you to resurrect altars for them, they don't want you to, you know, basically worship them. They're there purely for your benefit, and all you have to do is ask them for something and they are there to do it. And I'm like, I don't like that. I don't like that kind of thinking. I just don't like that, because it makes me feel like I'm using them. And that's with any kind of divine being, any kind of being in general. I just don't, I'm like, if you're helping me, you know, I don't want to just be like, hey, use that my beck and call, so I need you to go do this for me, because that's what you're here for. Okay? Like, no, I don't like that. It just doesn't feel good. So that was another thing that kind of turned me off to her. Like I said, I only read the one book, but that kind of turned me off. So that's not how I do things. You know, I have a very thankful attitude. Yeah, no, don't like it. But apparently there's one of the archangels, can't remember his name because he's a little bit of a lesser known one, but I guess from what she says, he has something to do with like electronics. I don't know how there's an archangel that works with electronics, but apparently there is. Do what you will with that one. So the other day my husband got home with, I have a Monte Carlo, and I love her. Well, she's kind of, her window, you can't put it down because it's a bitch to get back up. So he came in the house, he's like, I went through McDonald's, I put the window down, totally forgot, can't get it back up for anything. So I go out and I'm like, you just stay in here with the baby. I need to get out of the house for a minute. So I go out and I try to work on it. I'm like, because as soon I'm like trying to do the tricks to get the window back up, well then like the little lever thing pops off. And I'm like fucking pissed. I'm like jabbing pens in there and everything, just trying to get this window up, because it's like, it was like -2 that day. And I'm like, I have to drive this to work tomorrow. I can't have the window down. I will die. And hi to everybody. I do see all your comments where you're saying hello. Hi. So I'm out there, I'm pissed. I'm fucking pissed. I'm out there for like 15 minutes. It's cold. I don't want to do this anymore. So I sat down and I'm like, okay. I'm like, I need this window up. I need it up, like in the worst way. So I hear that there's an archangel out there that deals with electronics. I'm sorry I don't know your name, but I am calling someone to please come help me get this window up, because it won't go up. I have tried and tried and I'm dying, and I need somebody to please come help me. Please. I'm like almost on the verge of tears. Please come help me get this window up. So I sit there for a minute and I'm like, okay, I breathe. So I go to try working it again, and I get like this, I don't know, popped in my head, and it said, because it was like, you know, like the little clicker that like you push forward and the window goes up, you push back. Well, that's what popped off. And so I'm like trying to stick it back on, and I get this little thing, whatever it wasn't a voice, it was just like a, and it said, turn it backwards. I'm like, why the fuck would I turn it backwards? Like, that doesn't make any sense. And I'm like, fine. So I turn it backwards, and I push the button, and it goes up. Like, and I'm like, oh my God, thank you so much. I'm so, like, I was so excited. I ran in the house. I'm like, Kevin, the angels helped me put the window up. Like, I don't care. It's up. Don't fucking put it back again. But it was just like so nice to. Baby's not sleeping yet. So it was comical, but it really did feel like, okay, somebody came down and helped me put my fucking window back up. Bless you. Thank you. I don't know who put that thought in my head, but I appreciate you for it, because I would have never thought to turn the frickin', like, why would I think to take the little knob off and turn it around backwards? I don't know, but it popped in my head. I did it. It worked. I was like, oh, bless you. Thank you very much. There's been other days where every single morning on my drive to work, I chit-chat with my peeps, with my guides. I chit-chat with the Fox, with my team. And I kind of talk to them about, the things that I'm thankful for, things that have happened, things I may have going on at work that day that I may be a little nervous about, whatever. Well, I kind of started adding the angels into that. And there was one day where I had a particularly tough case coming up, and I asked Michael if he could be there with me through that day, to help protect me, to help things go smooth. And the day went like stupid smooth, like things that there's no way they should have happened just to help the day go. And you could tell, how you can tell when there's divine intervention. You can sense it, and they're just. And then there are other days where stupid things happen that put me in situations that I really don't want to be in, but at the end of it, I am glad that thing happened, because I learned a very valuable lesson, or I was in a case that I wouldn't normally be able to be in, but it was something that I should learn. And you can also tell in those situations that everything lined up perfectly so that you were in that situation so that you learned. Because you can't be, you can say, I can go every single day to work and be like, all right, peeps, help me have a super smooth day, but I'm not going to learn anything from that. And so you can definitely tell that they're there. I chit chat with them every single day, and you can definitely tell. It's not like they come to work and like do all my shit for me, but you can definitely tell that they're there. So I thought that was really, really interesting to kind of start bringing angels into things. Sorry, I'm kind of looking. Let me see what y'all saying. Ooh, 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 ooh. What are we talking about? Obviously a window, but okay. Amazing. Yeah, Flora did a video about this, how to know your intuition from your ego. I started asking angels for help when I started feeling my mindset dip into a negative place, especially at work. It helped a lot today. It really did. It really does. I feel too skeptical to do anything lately. Like, I wish I experienced these things. They ain't gonna clean for you. No, they ain't gonna clean for me. I would love to be like, hey, Gabriel, wanna come clean my house? And he'd be like, no, clean your own damn house. You know what, Jewel, that's kind of my thing. Is I get into a spot where I literally, there's a lot of things that I really, really want to believe in, and I really, really want to be a part of, and it's like, if I haven't experienced it for myself, then I really just, I don't I don't feel it. And so some of the stuff you just have to take a little bit of a leap for. You just have to try some stuff out, keep what works, get rid of what doesn't, and that's kind of where I'm going with my recent little mindset shift. Because before, I was making sure that I was doing everything, well, not everything, but I wanted to do things by the book, and I wanted to have an altar because I'm supposed to have one, and I wanted to do this because I'm supposed to have one, and everybody else has one. And now I'm like, no, taking that altar down because I don't want to do it. But you know what? I'm cutting cords every day, and it feels damn good. And I'm talking to angels every day because it feels damn good, and I can tell it's making a difference. And I have all my stuff up for the fox because while I don't talk to a god and goddess, I talk to the fox. And I feel a deep connection to the fox. I've met the fox in journeys. Like, that helps me stay connected. Another huge thing that we talked about, huge, is grounding. Now, I feel like the term grounding or grounded gets thrown around like fucking, I was about to say dirty underwear. I don't know why people are throwing around dirty underwear. But you know what I'm talking about. Like, it is thrown around in every mystical, magical, spiritual, self-help book out there. Everything talks about being grounded. Grounded, grounding, grounded. Here's how you ground. Well, what the hell does that mean? Like, I know, like, the specific, like, the actual definition of grounding. But being grounded, like, never meant shit to me, ever. Because I was like, well, I had never really experienced any kind of, I've done the meditations where, you, with the roots and the down and then, no, I don't care. Don't care, doesn't do anything for me, doesn't make me feel different, don't care. Well, in this energy management class, we talked a lot about grounding, what grounding is, what good it does for you, why you ground, why grounding is good for empaths, why it's good for spiritual work, like the fact that if you're not grounded, what it can cause, anxiety, panic attacks, the feeling of not being able to focus, feeling spacey, not wanting to get up and start something, like having a really hard time starting projects. It can make you feel like, is it ADHD? Or ADD? I think it's ADD. You know what I'm saying? Like you're oh shiny type deal. For me, I'm super prone to anxiety. So I'm like, okay, I'm listening. So she started talking about how, we really need to be grounded. Like the fact that, when you are grounded, there is an actual ionic exchange, a scientific exchange of ions that takes place between you and Mother Earth. And it kind of creates almost like a barrier around your body. And she kind of explained it like a windshield, where, you have your windshield up, bugs splat your windshield, go past it, but they don't hit you in the face. When you're not grounded and that windshield isn't there, that energy, aka nasty bugs, are just like hitting you spot on. And so it helps to kind of take the blow away from a lot of that negative Nancy bullshit. Also, if you're doing any kind of spiritual work, when you're doing any kind of energy work, whether you're like doing healing, you're doing Reiki, you're doing energy work, you're doing any kind of spiritual meditation, any of that stuff. Most spiritual type-esque things take place in the first, it's not the first four, it's the last four if you're counting going from like the root up, but your upper four chakras. So that is what's connecting you to the divine. It's connecting you to the above, the universe, the heavens. Well, that leaves you spacey. It's great to be connected to the divine. It's fucking fantastic. But if you think about it, like after I do like Reiki sessions, I'm very spaced out. I'm spacey. I have a hard time thinking. I have a hard time concentrating. I have a hard time, with all that. That's because your upper four chakras are very activated. They're very open. They're being used, whereas you're not, when you're not grounded, your lower three are not really being utilized, and so it's kind of throwing you out of whack. So when you ground, you go out and you stand in Mother Earth. You sit against a tree. You take a sea salt bath. You do the meditations, the root meditation. And the root one, actually, I have found a version for myself that works wonders, and it makes me feel fucking amazing. When you do that, then it activates those lower three chakras. It helps to bring you back down, to ground you, to have that ionic exchange, to put up your windshield, and it really brings you back into that space. Not that it's not good to be connected to the divine, but you can also be grounded and connected to the divine at the same time and have a very balanced relationship there. So being able to learn that was huge. Like, it was huge. It really was. The last couple weeks since I've taken that class and I've been able to ground daily and cut cords daily and replenish my energy field every couple days, the difference that it has made has been astonishing. It really, really has. And so that's been just awesome. I'm actually really excited to be able to talk more about grounding in my Reiki class because, I talk about grounding after doing Reiki sessions, but it's been kind of more like a Passover, yeah, you ground, because grounding has never played a huge role in what I do. And now, finally, somebody explaining it to me in something to where it makes sense for me to care about it, it makes all the difference in the world. ADHD is being super hyper. Yeah, so both, ADD and ADHD. Hi, Gabriella. Sometimes I get lost because sometimes I don't really know how to reach out, and like you said about the altar, I was doing the same thing, and sometimes I feel something in others. I'm not sure who I'm really reaching out to. Are you talking about like what energies you're talking to? Maybe that's my problem. That's my thing, is that I had a really hard time for a while because I feel like, it was the thing, if you're a witch or whatever, that you talk to the god and goddess, like that's who you're talking to. And the god and goddess were never a thing to me. Like, I never felt connected to that terminology. So it took me a while to be comfortable with my own self and realize when I talk out loud, I'm basically talking to the universe. The universe is a divine being in itself. And what we do in our craziness up here is we kind of take that universal energy and we give terminology to different aspects of it to make it easier for us to wrap our minds around. But it's all connected and it's all the same energy. It's all from the same place. So, the fact that I may be talking to the archangels and somebody else may be talking to the god and goddess, is all coming from just like us. Like, we are all made up of that same universal energy. It's just kind of picking what you're focusing your energy, like you're focusing your dialogue and your conversations to. Not saying that the god and goddess and the archangels aren't different, because they're different beings. They're just all from the same stuff. So at least that's how I view it. That's what I think. So after I realized I don't have to talk to the god and goddess because I don't relate to a god and goddess, it opened up a whole, like, for a while all I was doing was talking to the universe, and I would just say, hey universe. And then I really, after doing a shamanic journey, and I really connected with the fox. You know, the fox is something that I talk to all the time. You know, the fox I talk out loud to constantly. And now, you know, talking to the archangels, talking to a big one right now has been Michael, because I know a little bit more about Michael. You know, I haven't really done a whole lot of work with Gabriel and Uriel, and I can't ever remember the fourth one. I don't really talk with him either. But, you know, it's something that eventually, as things come about, I want to say it's Gabriel that helps in childbirth, motherhood, emotional stuff. And I may be getting him and Uriel mixed up, but Raphael. Thank you, Julie. You're fantastic. So yeah, really just yes, those are the four main archangel names. There are, as I want to say, there are, I think there's 7 like main big archangels, and then there's 4 that most people know. There's 3 other ones that are a little bit lesser known, and then there's a ton of other angels that fall under the archangels. FaceTime me. According to Doreen Virtue, there are guardian angels that are around us all the time, like at least 2 that are with us constantly. So it's like archangels, angels, guardian angels. I'm still learning all this. So I'm just kind of checking. Yeah, it really is just kind of what you feel at that moment that you want to, that you're communing with, you know? Because I really do feel like, depending on who you're talking to, kind of change the tone and changes the energy of what you're putting out there. So that's kind of what I feel about that. Anyway, so one of the other things that she discussed that empaths are, Kevin asked earlier how you know if you're an empath. Empaths are basically, if you want to look at it as earth angels, I think it's very interesting, but they are basically people that are extremely in tune with other people's emotions. They can feel physically within themselves somebody else's emotions like they're their own. That's like a very basic way of putting it. There are different degrees of empaths. There are, you know, it's some people can do it like over the phone, over the internet, over whatever. Some people, you know, you kind of got to be one-on-one with someone, but the majority of it has to do with being able to perceive other people's emotions as your own. Some people see it as a curse. It really is a gift. You just have to learn to control it and manage your energy so that other people's emotions don't wreck you, if that helps. So the other thing that she talked about, I feel like I learn better through talking to people than reading, because I get what I read mixed up. Books are fantastic resources. But the hard time I have with books is I feel like when I read something, I'm supposed to immediately put it into practice. And it's like, no, you're reading something to see if something sticks. You know, and that's what I have to keep telling myself. You know, I read something and they're like, okay, do this meditation. I'm like, I don't want to do this meditation. So then I stop reading the book I'm on, because I'm like, well, I can't go any further until I do this meditation. I don't want to do this meditation, so I can't read it anymore. No. If you feel like you want to do the meditation, do it. If you feel like whatever this author is saying you want to add to your practice, do it. If not, keep going. Because remember, every single book that's out there is written by a human being that is living their truth, hopefully. So it's something that works in their life. May not work for you. So if you find something that works, sweet. If you find something and you kind of are like, I don't really agree with that, pass over it. Done. You see, I've realized if we have an emotional connection, then I can feel your emotion. Without that connection, there's no me feeling what you're feeling. I can't do crowds like walking into a soup of emotion. Oh, girl, Julie, let me tell you about crowds. Kevin was laughing at me today. I told him I got home and I said, bro, I was at Walmart. Let me tell you something about fucking Walmart. I love me some Walmart prices. I do not love me some Walmart people. So my mom and I are out doing a shopping trip today. We get to Walmart. Cars are parked like, all the way out to the road. And I'm like, Jesus. Jesus, take the fucking wheel. So we get in there. We're on like the other side because we were looking for, I don't remember what the hell we went in there for. Blankets and that kind of stuff. So we were over in that section. She's like, I gotta go get dryer sheets. I'm like, it's really not that bad in here. It's kind of okay. We go to the food section and we get like 10 feet from the aisle where all the food aisles come from. And I just get like hit. Like I hit a brick wall and I'm like, oh shit, this is bad. And we walk over and you just see like a fucking swarm of people. And mom's like, I can't do this. I said, dude, I'm done. Like you get me in that kind of a crowd of people and I'm just like drained. We left. I'm like, I'm all done. It drained me. I didn't even think, because you can put up a shield for yourself before you go into places. But I didn't even think about it. Went in, did my thing, walked to the food section, found the anthill of people, boom, got hit in the face with like all of this nasty. And I'm like, well, I'm all done. I'm all done today. I'm gonna go get your nasty ass dryer sheets and we leaving. So it's a for real thing. Going to public can be a nightmare. I work in that kind of environment too. Yeah. No. I used to work at GameStop, and they said that retail is one of the worst jobs for empaths. Worst, hands down worst. They said some of the best jobs are dealing with children, dealing with animals, and dealing with the health field, the medical field in general. I chose the health field, the medical field, but I also chose a profession in which I don't have to interact very much with my clients. My clients are anesthetized on a table, and I like that because I don't want to have to talk to people. I don't. I did too much of that. I worked at a pharmacy. People were assholes. I dealt with GameStop and at holidays, people are assholes. And I'm like, I left those places drained. I'm like, I'm done. Put me in surgery, you know? I'll go, I'll work on your loved one. I'm like the faceless person that nobody even knows I exist. Everybody just thinks, oh, they're going into surgery. The doctor and nurses are back there. Nobody even knows, for the most part, that scrub techs exist. I'm okay with that. I can be faceless, nameless. I know what I did for your significant other. I'm helping, but you don't have to know about me. I don't even know about you. Good to go. I like that. That's why I went into my profession, so that my empathy doesn't go absolutely ape shit. Because hospitals are a very hard place to be in for empaths. Very, very hard. Our hospital, I work on the main floor. Walk in, OR, right there. But the upper floors, you start getting up onto the floors where patients stay, families come to visit. I have a hell of a time in hospitals. I don't like it. I also can't do certain places. Going to Colorado when I was young was horrible. I refused to go on vacation because they were going back there. That's a legit thing. There are you know what? There are places that hold very crappy energy, and you can pick up on that. They're actually in the mall. that's by my house. It's in a ton of malls, and it has like a bunch of games and movies and I don't remember what it's called, but it's one of those stores inside of a ton of malls. It's gone. But I could only be in there for about 10 minutes, and every time I would go in there, I would get sick to my stomach and we'd have to leave. As soon as we walked outside the store, I was fine. But we'd go back in, and then it was like suffocating. So it happens with a lot of people. Has anybody had physical symptoms when getting overwhelmed? My ears get red and hot. Oh, yeah. Yep. For me, when I'm getting a lot of my stuff has to do with my stomach, like getting that pit in my stomach. That's a big one for that like legit gut feeling. That's a big one for me. What about creative jobs? I imagine they'd be pretty good for empaths, like painters, animators, game designers. Yep. She also had mentioned things having to do with creativity, but most of it, if there's something with creative jobs, it may, because you have your empath, and then from your empath, a lot of other gifts is kind of what she was getting into. Other gifts can stem from the empath. So like I said, empaths are very good at angel work, according to her. Empaths are very good with animal communication, because not only can empaths feel what other people feel, but they can feel what animals feel. So she was kind of talking about animal communication. She also, which got me real excited, she said empaths can be very good at mediumship and have natural mediumship abilities, because as an empath, you can also a lot of times pick up on the emotions and the energeticness of spirits. And so she said, there may be times where you are somewhere and you all of a sudden get really agitated, like for no reason. You may be at home lying in bed and you just like wake up in the middle of the night with super, super horrible anxiety, or you wake up super pissed off for no reason. It may be that there was a spirit that was trying to get a hold of you, that was trying to connect with you, and that was the energy that you were picking up from them. Yeah, I'm gonna sit on it. Sorry, that was a comment. So that was very interesting, and so I actually, yeah, I'm not gonna go there. So, yeah, super, super cool stuff about that I learned from empath training stuff. Greetings from Japan. We love your videos over here. For real? Oh, dude, your name is that dead guy in Logan Paul's vlog. That's horrible. That's bad news bears. Everyone's pushed me to stay in my nursing program, but I'm really not into it. It's just so much. I want to do communications, but my parents are like, well, what can you do with that? Okay, so, if you guys are starting to see people that are, trolling, I think I'm gonna have to start. Oh, there we go. I can remove. That was a message though. I gotta delete. How do I do that? Like this? I think. Yeah, there we go. Certainly not smart enough and too clumsy for a surgical tech. Aw, probably not. Okay, so... Okay, well, we're gonna hide this person too. Jesus criminy. How do these people always find a channel? Alright. Another thing that they said about empaths is that the majority of nurses are empaths. I don't know how true that is, but that was just kind of what she said. So the nursing program, now I only have what my friends, because I did not take the nursing program. I don't ever want to be a nurse. Bless all of you nurses out there. I could never do what you do. Ever. Like, bless you for the amazing work that you do. I've heard that the nursing program is very, very tough. There are a lot of people that, you know, got through it. They're glad that they got through it. But, you know, I also think that, you know, don't give up just because you're having a hard time in the program. But also, like, if your heart's not in it, don't continue doing something just because you feel like that's what other people want you to do. You know, it's like if you want to pursue a job in communications, then pursue a job in communications. You know, then you only got, well, you usually only remember living once. And if you went through and you were a nurse the whole time and you hated it, that would be shitty. Now, on the other hand, it may just be that the program's hard and you may get done and you may actually really like it. Especially if, like, you get done and you can go and be an OR nurse. Ooh, girl. I love me my OR nurses. Bless their sweet souls. My friend's mom was a nurse. She was very empathetic, into angels, and sees spirits. Most of my nurse friends are empaths, too. I thought it was a coincidence. Nope, I'm pretty sure. I know we have a person in our game group. He's hyper on Sunday nights, so I get so worked up, and then on our Thursday night game night, he acts differently. I get a strong headache out of nowhere. And it's always him. I don't know why or how to deal with him. My BFF is fixing to date him, so I'm trying not to have issues, but oh my god, it's so hard. It may just be something to where you have to kind of put up a shield to that guy, or maybe look into cutting cords, because maybe you're like getting a ton of anxiety from him because, you know, you have such a strong issue with him, I guess, and so you have a strong cord that gets formed. So maybe cutting cords regularly around that person would be a good idea. And also, you know, there's a ton of people that just rub me the wrong way no matter how many times I try. There's a couple people at work that rub me the wrong fucking way. And I try to be nice and I just can't. I'm just a mega bitch because I can't stand them. So I just do my best to not talk to them at all. Like, I just kind of do my own thing, stay away from them, because I know that there's something about them that does not jive with. That's kind of the way I look at it, is if there's somebody that I literally cannot deal with, it's probably because there's something about their energy field that just doesn't mesh well with mine, and I'm okay with that. You know, it's like, I'm not going to try to make our energy fields mesh when they clearly don't. So I just try to avoid them, try to stay away from them. If I got to be around them, I just try to be cordial. And boy, oh boy, do I clear my energy field when I'm done with them. Ooh, because they irritate the piss out of me. Can you kick that Ian guy out? I think I did. I'm pretty sure I did. I also wonder if it's my age. My BFF are 25 and he's 18. That could be a thing. Because, yeah, young boys can be quite immature, just like young girls can. But the age difference, yeah, probably has a lot to do with it, to be quite honest. Probably actually has a ton to do with it. And she's gonna date him? Ooh, girl. Girl! Yeah, you better start working on being super cordial. Oh man, my phone's dying. I don't know if I should go and end the video and plug it in, or if I should go get my phone charger. An hour. We've been chit-chatting an hour, and I could have had this baked and been working on my frickin' thingies by now. Look at me. Look at me, just sitting here talking. Just sitting here chit-chatting away. Dang. Look at me. Just look at me. Get your charger. My mom FaceTimed me while I was talking to you guys. I wonder if she's sleeping by now. What time is it? No, she shouldn't be sleeping. Wonder what she's doing. She's probably like, girl, I know that you're there by yourself. I want to make sure that you're not lonely. I got all my BFFs here talking to me. It's fine. And some trolls that are asking me if I'm going to sit on my nut. This isn't a nut. I guess it kind of looks like a really big one. Dicks. Can't stand trolls. Ooh, they make me so fucking mad. I can't stand the word troll either. But I don't really know what else to call them. So we'll just call them trolls. Let me see what else I got going on. What else do you guys want to talk about? What else do you guys want to hear about? What else do you guys wanna? Anything? Quick question. Tell me. Tell me your question. I think it was Julie. Is that Miss Julie? No. Life is progress, not perfection. Tell me your question. I like questions. They make me think. Troll in the dungeon. Harry Potter. There's a troll in the dungeon. Hey. Pasta machine. Pasta. Ooh. Do you do the yes or no thing with pendulums? Sometimes. I mean, I don't actually work with my pendulum a ton. But I have worked with it. I just don't do a ton of pendulum work. Piper, I love your dragon eggs. Thanks, Johnny. Johnny Dragon. I love my dragon eggs. It makes me happy to make them. And it makes me happy when other people like them. So thank you. I appreciate it. I don't remember. Did I answer a question? Oh, ha. Oh, yeah, that. Were you talking about Doreen Virtue? I was, a little bit. I was just talking about how she's not my cup of tea. I don't know why. I get a feeling about people, about authors, and she's just, I tried reading one of her books, just one of them. I don't have a ton, and she just gives me the wrong vibe, and I don't really like it, so I don't do much with Doreen Virtue stuff. So I was looking for books, and somebody gave me a couple of good suggestions, but I was looking for books from other authors that were not Doreen Virtue about angels. So, all right, well. Oh, there's this bubble and this egg that won't stop being a douche. Dory went from way high vibe to fear-based pretty quickly. Yeah, I know. I mean, good for her. Like, didn't she go from pretty, like, I don't want to say she was pagan, but she was pretty, like, pagan-esque to, like, super Christian overnight, which was fine, good for her. But I just feel like the way she did it and the way she went about it, and, you know, like you guys said, I just feel like it's all a money-hungry thing. The amount of books that she has out and the amount of, I don't know, just none of it's felt good to me. It's just never have. But it's kind of the same thing, which is terrible to say, but, like, I don't know how many of you are Reiki people, but William Lee Rand is, like, basically, like, the father of Reiki over here in the U.S., and he gives me the heebie-jeebies, too, and everybody fucking dies over him, and I'm like, he not my thing. He gives me the heebie-jeebies because I feel like it's a money thing. It may not be. I mean, more power to people that like him, but I don't. And I have learned over the years to trust my gut, because as many times as I'm like, oh, I don't, you know, I shouldn't feel this way about something. I shouldn't feel this way about this. 99.9% of the time, my gut has not been incorrect. And I'm like, huh, that's why I didn't like such and such, because such and such is you know, this is what was wrong with that. And I should have listened to myself. And the amount of times that I've said I should have listened and I didn't because I felt like, oh, that's not the popular opinion, has been ridiculous. So I'm just like, you know what? If I don't like Dorian Virtue, if I don't like William Lee Rand, then I don't like them. I'm not going to buy their shit. I did buy a Dorian Virtue book to try, and I keep looking at it like this is garbage. So more power to people that like her. That's awesome. Good for you. I'm not trying to put you down. I'm just saying I don't care for her or her books. Somebody had said that there's a Silver Raven Wolf book on archangels and angel work. Now I have to say, Silver Raven Wolf, it's kind of a sore spot for a lot of people. I'm trying to move this, but I like the way that she writes. I do. I feel like she has a very fun and motherly feel to her, and a lot of people don't like her, but I do. I mean, I like the books that I've read from her. I like the energy that she puts out, I should say. You know, her books in general are not my all-time favorite, but I like her as an author. I think that I think that she has a good energy about her. So, also not a super popular opinion. Don't care. Her and Deborah Blake both have that sort of writing style. It's cozy. That's a really good way to put it. And I really like Deborah Blake's stuff. It is. It's cozy. It makes you feel warm and fuzzy, like you are reading a hug. That's what I got. Any suggestions on what to do for a 5-year marriage? Sorry for being random. What do you mean with a 5-year marriage? I have a feeling my phone's gonna die soon, guys. So if I just like randomly run away, that's why. Because my phone died. I should go get my charger. But I feel like my phone's gonna die before I go get my charger. I should probably just go get it and run away and go charge it. But I'll answer your question first about the marriage. And then I gotta go. Then I gotta go. I gotta cook my egg. And I gotta do whatever I was gonna do the rest of the night. Probably call my mother back. She probably thinks I'm dead somewhere. Because that's how mothers think. I'm assuming that you're typing. So yeah, thank you guys for hanging out with me. It was fun. It was a fun hour. I missed you guys. I missed you guys a ton. And I'm glad that we got to chit chat. My husband and our high school sweethearts, he's pagan and I am new to it and we want to do something special for our 5 years of being married. Oh, honestly, I feel like especially if you're just getting into paganism, would be to kind of sit down together and either devise out a ritual. Kevin and I did that one year for Yule, and it was beautiful. You know, maybe devise out a ritual for Ostara, or just devise out Imbolc that just passed. You know, maybe devise just a beautiful little ritual where you both have parts and you both have things to say and you both have offerings, and you know, really make it about you two and about your love for each other, and those can be really, really beautiful. So, all right. Well, I hope that you guys have a fantastic night. Thank you for hanging out with me. I'm going to go. I'm going to plug my phone in, and then I'm going to call my mother back. So I hope that you guys have an awesome night. Thanks. Thanks, guys. I'll show y'all what did you guys say? My bologna. I'll show y'all my bologna egg. It'll go really well with my pineapple egg once it's all done. So, all right. You guys have a fantabulous night. I don't know how to get out of this. How do I stop it? Oh my gosh. Oh, there it is. Okay. Night, love muffins. Bye.